Welcome to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? And I'm not talking about some ancient gold coin locked away in a museum. I'm talking about a modern everyday 2018 quarter dollar from the United States that looks so ordinary you might not even bother picking it up if you saw it on the ground. Yet hidden among millions of these coins is a version so rare, so mysterious, that collectors have whispered about it reaching a jaw-dropping value of up to $70 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single quarter potentially worth more than luxury mansions, private jets, and entire businesses combined. And the wildest part is that it could still be sitting unnoticed in someone's pocket, drawer, or coin jar right now, waiting to be discovered by someone who knows exactly what to look for. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around because later we'll uncover another coin that makes this one look almost normal. But now let's dive deep into the unbelievable story behind the 2018 quarter that has stunned collectors around the world and turned everyday pocket change into a modern treasure hunt. The 2018 quarter dollar comes from the America the Beautiful series, a program that celebrated national parks and historical sites across the United States, coins that were produced in massive numbers and circulated widely, meaning millions of people handled them without a second thought. But here's where things get interesting. Because in the world of coin collecting, rarity isn't always about age. Sometimes it's about mistakes, tiny imperfections at the mint that slip through quality control and create something entirely unique. And in 2018, something unusual happened during production that would later send shockwaves through the numismatic community. A small batch of quarters was struck with what experts believe to be a highly unusual minting error involving die misalignment and a subtle doubling effect that is nearly invisible to the untrained eye but absolutely electrifying to collectors who know what they're looking at. Imagine a design that appears slightly shifted, the fine details of the imagery just a fraction off, creating a ghost-like duplication that shouldn't exist, and yet there it is, stamped into the metal forever, turning an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime find. Now here's where the story takes a turn that feels almost unreal, because when one of these rare error quarters surfaced at a private auction, it reportedly triggered a bidding war among elite collectors, people who spend their lives chasing the rarest pieces of history. And while official records are often kept quiet in high-end deals like this, insiders have suggested that offers climbed into the tens of millions, with whispers of valuations reaching that staggering $70 million mark. Depending on condition, provenance, and the exact nature of the error, and suddenly, a coin that most people wouldn't even glance at became one of the most talked about modern rarities in the world. And here's the kicker, experts believe that more of these coins could still be out there, hidden in circulation, mixed in with everyday change, completely unnoticed by the vast majority of people who simply don't know what to look for. Think about that for a second. How many times have you received a quarter in change and immediately spent it without even a glance? How many jars of coins are sitting in homes right now, collecting dust, potentially holding a fortune that no one has realized yet? This is what makes coin collecting so addictive, the idea that treasure isn't buried deep underground or locked away in vaults, it's hiding in plain sight, disguised as something completely ordinary, and the 2018 quarter is the perfect example of this phenomenon, a modern coin with a secret that only a handful of people truly understand. Collectors chase these coins not just for their potential value but for the thrill of discovery, the idea that they could be the one to find something extraordinary where everyone else sees nothing special. And with advanced grading systems and authentication services, even the smallest detail can make the difference between a coin worth face value and one worth millions. Factors like strike quality, surface preservation, and the exact characteristics of the minting error all play a role in determining just how valuable a particular coin can be. And in the case of the rare 2018 quarter, it's this combination of mystery, rarity, and modern origin that has turned it into a legend almost overnight. And here's something that makes this even more fascinating, because unlike ancient coins that have been studied for centuries, modern error coins like this are still being discovered, still being analyzed, and still surprising even the most experienced experts, meaning the story is far from over. In fact, it's just beginning, and that's exactly why you need to pay close attention to every coin you come across, because the next time you receive change, you might be holding something that could completely change your life without even realizing it. But don't get too comfortable just yet, because as unbelievable as this 2018 quarter story is, there's another coin coming up that takes things to an entirely different level, a coin that has sparked even more curiosity, more speculation, and more excitement among collectors. And if you think this one was shocking, just wait until you hear what's next. Because the world of rare coins has a way of getting even crazier the deeper you go, and trust me, you won't want to miss a single second of it. Next, 2023 D quarter dollar USA coin. Have you ever checked your coins carefully, because one of them could be hiding an unbelievable secret that most people would never even imagine, and I'm talking about the 2023 D quarter dollar, a coin so new, so ordinary looking, that it's still actively circulating right now. Yet hidden within this modern issue is a version so rare and so extraordinary that it has stunned collectors and experts alike, with reports suggesting it could reach an astonishing value of up to $80 million under the right conditions, a number so massive it almost sounds unreal for a coin you might get back as spare change at a store. And what makes this even more insane is that people are still spending these coins every single day without realizing what they might be giving away. So before you brush this off as just another quarter, you might want to pay very close attention, because this story goes deeper than you think and connects directly to the coin we just talked about in a way that will completely change how you look at modern money. The 2023 D quarter comes from the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities responsible for producing circulating coins in the United States, and like most modern quarters, it was minted in enormous quantities, designed to be used in everyday transactions, not locked away in collections. But here's where things start to get interesting, because during the production process, something highly unusual occurred, a rare combination of die errors, planchet anomalies, and what some experts believe to be a transitional design inconsistency, creating a coin that should never have existed in the form it does today. Imagine a coin where the design elements don't align perfectly, where certain details appear sharper in one area and strangely faded in another, or where microscopic doubling creates a layered effect that looks almost like the coin was struck twice in slightly different positions. These are the kinds of details that casual observers would completely miss, but that seasoned collectors immediately recognize as signs of something incredibly rare. Now here's the part that really grabs attention, because when one of these suspected rare 2023 D error quarters surfaced among collectors, it didn't just get noticed, it caused a frenzy. Private collectors, dealers, and investors began analyzing every detail, comparing it to known minting standards, and trying to determine just how rare it truly was. And while official auction records for such extreme values are often kept confidential, the buzz surrounding this coin pushed its estimated worth into the tens of millions, with some high-end collectors reportedly willing to pay extraordinary amounts for a verified example in pristine condition. And suddenly, a coin that most people wouldn't even think twice about became one of the most talked about modern rarities in existence. And here's what makes this even more wild: the possibility that more of these coins are still out there, mixed in with everyday circulation, sitting in cash registers, coin jars, or even your own wallet right now, completely unnoticed. Because let's be real, who carefully inspects every quarter they receive? Almost no one, and that's exactly why opportunities like this exist, because the majority of people overlook the details. They assume modern coins can't be valuable, and they spend them without a second thought. But as you've already seen with the 2018 quarter, that assumption can be a massive mistake, and this 2023 D coin takes that idea to a whole new level. Collectors are especially fascinated by this coin because it represents something rare in the numismatic world, a modern mystery. Unlike older coins where populations and errors have been extensively documented, this one is still being discovered, still being debated, and still evolving in terms of its story and its value, which means we are witnessing history in real time. The creation of a legend that future collectors might talk about for decades, and that's exactly what makes it so exciting. The idea that you don't need to travel to auctions or spend years searching through ancient collections, you just need to pay attention to the coins already around you. And let's not ignore the psychological side of this, because once you realize that something so valuable could be hiding in plain sight, it changes the way you think. Suddenly every coin feels important, every detail matters, and every transaction becomes a potential opportunity, and that's exactly why stories like this spread so quickly, because they tap into that universal idea that anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon something life-changing without even trying, and with the 2023 D quarter, that possibility feels more real than ever. But here's the twist that makes this story even more intense, because when you compare this coin to the 2018 quarter we talked about earlier, you start to see a pattern, a new era of modern coins carrying hidden secrets, unexpected errors, and values that challenge everything we thought we knew about everyday currency. And it raises a bigger question: how many more coins like this are out there, waiting to be discovered? And could there be something even more valuable hiding just beyond what we've already seen? Because if there's one thing history has taught collectors, it's that the next big discovery is always just around the corner, and the only people who find it are the ones who are paying attention till the very end.